Old Friends and New Love, Jeff the Killer Love Story. Chapter 6. What's wrong, Sally? Sally's point of view. I guess I had fallen asleep. I looked at my clock and it said 1:15. It was afternoon already? I looked beside me. Smile was asleep, cuddled up next to me. Cute, I mumbled, petting Smile. Smile began to wag and looked up at me. He jumped down and walked to the door, scratching at it. What's wrong, boy? Need to piss? I asked, getting up, opening the door. He ran out and down the stairs. I shook my head. I heard a grumble. God, I'm hungry, I said, walking down and into the kitchen. I see none other than Hoodie and Masky standing in there talking to one another. Hey guys, I called out. They looked at me and ran, grabbing me in a hug. I didn't know you came back, Masky said. Smile insisted that I should. I giggled. Well, we're glad you're back, little one, Hoodie replied. I'm glad to be back. Now, can you guys let me down? I'm really hungry. I stopped in mid-sentence. I didn't want to talk about what had happened that year after my mom died. I started to tear up. Little one, what is wrong? Hoodie asked. I couldn't say anything. I jumped down and ran back up to my room. I locked my door and cried on my bed. Why? I whimpered. I heard knocks on my door and voices outside. Are you okay, little one? Hoodie asked through the door. Sal, please answer us, Masky asked. I cried even harder. I opened my window and jumped out. I ran deep into the woods, crying my eyes out. I got to one of my favorite trees, jumped up, and now sat on it. When should I tell them? I whispered. I looked up only to realize my back was on the ground and something was on top of me. Long time no see, Sally, a crooked voice called out. It was the rake. Hey, Rake, can you get the f*** off me now? I said, changing from sadness to anger. Whoa, what's wrong, Sally? The rake asked, getting off of me. Nothing. I don't want to talk about it, I told him. He grabbed me and held me in a hug. It's okay, Sal. Tell me when you want to. Just remember I'm here, and he said, carefully wiping my eyes with his claws, making sure not to cut my skin. I'll tell you one day, but I can't today, I said as more tears fell from my eyes to where I was crying. Shh, Sally, here. I'll walk you back to the house, he said, trying to pull me forward, but I dropped to the ground, refusing to move. Okay, guys, hold on for 1 minute. I'll finish this reading after I message Chance back. Yeah, I'm kind of going between both the reading and my PS3, so. Anyways, back to the story. The rake. Come on, Sal, I asked, trying to pull her up. She didn't move. I guess I'm going to have to carry you then, I said, picking her up bridal style. She put her face into my chest and cried even more and louder. I slowly crawled back to the mansion with Sally in my arms. We got back to the mansion. Ben was outside playing with Smile. What the f did you do, Rake? Ben said, looking at me. I did nothing, I yelled at him, walking in the house. Sally had gone limp, meaning she had fallen asleep. She was very light, too. I put her in her room on her bed. I placed the covers over her and went downstairs to get her something to eat. I took some food up for her for when she wakes up. I also left a note that said, This is for you when you wake up. Whenever you are ready to tell me why you were crying, you know where to find me. Love, Rake. Chapter 7. Hold on, guys. Okay. Chapter 7. Flashback. Sally's point of view. Flashback. It was a year ago. Christmas always brought out the kid in me. Mommy, Mommy, it's Christmas, I had called out. Yes, I know it is. Now come on. I want to give you my present. Give to you my present, her mother called out. I ran up to her. She held out a box with a little red bow on it. I opened it up. There was a tiny brown bear with a name on it. It read Charles. Listen, little one. Mother said. I looked up, holding Charles in my arms. You will always be looked out for. But I'm going to go away for a bit. Always try and remember the creepypastas you've met. They will always be here, seen or not. I love you, my dear, but this has to happen. I want you to lock yourself in your room and don't come out. Whatever you hear, just don't come out. Run and stay up there. Please, she told me. I ran upstairs confused, but I didn't question my mommy. I locked the door and sat on my bed. I heard yelling from out of my room. Mommy and my father were arguing. At least, that's what I thought. I stayed there, looking at the door. Then I remembered my new teddy bear. I looked around for it and even called out, Charles, where are you? Then I realized I had left it downstairs. I went to the door and unlocked it. I slowly opened it but hesitated. Run, and please stay up there, please. My mother's words kept repeating in my head. I didn't listen to them, though. I walked down the stairs and saw a horrific sight. Mommy was fighting Father. Then he slit her throat, and she fell to the floor. She noticed me at the bottom of the stairs. Dear child, you should have stayed up there. That was the last thing she said, and her life left her. I grabbed Charles, looking at my father. This is your fault, filthy child. You kept feeding her all these stupid lies, and look, she's dead, and that's all because of you. That's what he told me. I ran up the stairs, tears falling from my eyes and Charles in my arms. I slammed my door and cried for days after, never letting Charles go. After that, the abuse and rape started, and I blamed myself for everything. I let my father win. End of flashback. I woke up, tears falling. I need to know the truth, I said, looking around the room. Chapter 8. I just don't know right now. Sally. I looked around the room. There was a tray beside my bed. It had a sandwich on it and a note. I read the note and thought, when should I tell them? I grabbed the sandwich. I swear, the rake really is my best friend. The rake knows everything about me. Except that one thing I haven't told anyone about. I finished my sandwich and walked out my door. I walked down and into the living room and cut on the TV. Is everything okay, Sal? A voice called out. I turned to see Ben looking at me. Yes, I'm fine, Ben. You want to play video games? Wait, no, I don't. I told him and yelled the last part. Ben looked at me confused. What are you talking about? He asked. I have some new games I thought you'd like to play, but I left them at my old house, where my father is, and I don't trust it to go back there. I told him and continued, but I will get them, I promise. Oh, okay. Would you like me to come with you? Ben asked. Nah, don't worry about it, Ben. I'll get them later tonight, I told him. I looked around, got up, and walked out the door. Masky must have caught sight of me. Sal, wait! I heard a voice call out. I turned around to see Masky behind me. Oh, hey, Masky. Would you walk with me for a bit? I need to tell you something. I told him. He looked puzzled. Okay. He told me. We walked for a bit. So, what did you want to tell me, Sally? He asked. This is it. I looked at the ground. Tears formed in my eyes. And I told him everything that happened. The flashback. That horrible flashback. I told him, falling on the ground, crying my eyes out. I buried my face in my knees. I see, a gruff voice behind Masky said. Masky jumped to see the rake behind him. The rake. I'd been wondering what was up. I seen Sally and Masky go out the door and go down the path. I decided to follow them, to see what was up. I seen her stop, and I hid above them in a tree. I heard her tell the story of what happened. My God, I knew I should have killed that bastard and took her with me to the creepypasta mansion. I see, I said behind Masky. Hey, Rake, Sally said. I crouched down next to her, picking her up and wiping her tears yet again. It's gonna be okay, sweetie. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Now, come on, let's go get you cleaned up and we can all go walking. I told her. She stood up and nodded, that the sweet, innocent little girl coming back out of her. I want to ask Slendy something before we leave, though. And everybody go walking? Alice, Jack, Ben, Slendy, you, Masky, Hoodie, Smile, no, just them, she told me. Of course, little one, and you don't want Jeffy to come with us? I asked her, confused. Jeff was always her favorite. She shook her head no. Okay then. But why though? I thought he was your favorite. Rake commented. He was, but he forgot me, so I don't want him to go walking, she told me. I looked at her shocked, but then nodded. Come on, let's go get everyone, and you can ask Slender that question of yours, Masky added, and Sally nodded. Chapter 9, The Truth. Sally. Rake, Masky, and I walked in the house. I'm going to go see Slendy, then change, I told them. Masky left, I guess, to tell the others what we were doing. Rake showed me up to Slender's room, then quickly left. Weird, I thought. Masky's point of view. I left when we got in the house. I knew what the Rake had planned, so I gathered everybody except Jeff. He'd be pissed afterwards, but oh well, it was Sally's decision and Jeff's own stupidity. I mean, yeah, we all love her, but Jeff wanted to be with her. Wanted her to be his. Sally was young and couldn't really tell, but everyone in the mansion and even her mother knew of this. I'm not sure what happened, but I think Jeff forced himself to forget the only girl he loved because, well, I don't know. Oh well, I walked around telling everyone it was time to get ready. Rake. I showed her to Slender's room. I had to spare a little time. I saw Masky doing as planned. I walked into Sally's room and placed a small box that had a beautiful brand new purple dress with a black hairband with a flower on it. I'm sure she'll love it, I whispered as I walked out, seeing the note on the box. The gift was not from me, but from Jeff. Believe it or not, he bought that years ago for her, but always kept it hidden. I found it, and now time to go talk to Jeff. I walked out of her room and down the hall into his. Sally. Slendy, can I ask you something? I asked, looking around. He came out of the darkness. What is it, Sally? He asked. Can you look at one of my memories and tell me what it means? It's a bad memory, though, I told him. He nodded. I can do that. I'm not sure if I can tell you what it means, but I can see what it is, Slendy told me. He placed a tentacle on my head and let out a weird noise. I'm not sure what it means, Sally. I'm really sorry, little one, Slendy said, removing the tentacle. It's okay, but hey, I'm gonna go get dressed and fixed up. See you in a bit, I told him, walking out to see Masky at the door, about to head in. I walked to my room. I saw a box with a note on top. The note read, Sally, I love you. You were too young to see it and I didn't show it much, but I bought you this for a special day. I hope you like it. Oh, and if you get this at some time later, if I forget you, please don't take it back. It just, I've hidden my feelings away. I love you, Sally. With a kissy face at the end. Signed, Jeffrey. I stood there, opened the box to see what was inside. It was so pretty. I quickly put it on and slipped on my black Converses and grabbed Charles. And to see everybody ready. And smiled, was just walking and jumping around like his usual self. I giggle with his sweet little smile on my face. Chapter 10. Aw, I love you guys. Sally. Hey, Sally? Asked Drake. Yes, I answered, looking at him as we walked to some clearing. So, you read the note from Jeff? He asked, and I nodded. Why do you ask? I said. Well, because I got him to remember, Drake told me. I just looked at him and then nodded. I was thinking, I haven't seen Jeff in the past couple days. Where has Jeff even been? I asked. On the usual killing spree, sweetie. Damn, you really haven't been here in a long time, said Slendy. Well, it's been about a year. I'm sorry if I forgot, I told him sarcastically. The only one who knew were Rake, Masky, and Slendy. I'm not sure when I'm going to tell the others. Knowing Masky, though, he will probably tell Hoodie, so I didn't worry about that. They stopped walking, and I turned around and looked at them with a confused look. Slendy forced his tentacles out and picked me up, and used two of them to cover my eyes. What's going on? I yelled, kind of struggling. Shh, child, just relax. We have a surprise for you, Slendy said. Ooh, I thought, and sat still waiting. Slendy finally stopped and put me down. He took his tentacles from my eyes. My eyes went wide to see a sort of welcome back party. Aw, did y'all make this for me? I asked. They all seemed to blush and said yes at the same time. Cute. And I love you guys, I said. I froze and turned my head to one area in the clearing that was very dark. I slowly walked near it. Then I ended up on the ground with the one and only Jeff the Killer sitting on me. Jeffy, get off. I can't breathe, I whispered. He got off and whispered, I'm really sorry. Could you ever forgive me? I just looked at him, dusted off my dress, and hugged him. Of course, I said, kissing his cheek. We all played, called up, and smiled. It was the best day I'd ever had, but then I started thinking again. This was the end of my fun. It was dark. I promised Ben, and I had to get them now or I would be dead before I returned. When no one was looking, I took Smile. We need to go, Smile, I whispered. No one was looking at us. We darted back into the woods, deep in the woods, and out the other side to see my house. It's now or never, Smile, I said. Okay, guys, I'm stopping here at chapter 10. I'll get some more done later if I have time, but this is already about to be 20 minutes, so I need to wrap it up. I'll see you later, guys, and I hope you look at the last update about suicide awareness being November 30th. But anyways, bye guys, I gotta go. It's about to be 20 minutes in a few seconds. Bye. Mwah.